Are you guys ready to make something sweet? Alright, we're gonna make apple crisp tonight. I believe it is so important to know how to make a couple dishes that are easy and fast and just really impressive if people come over or you want to make something sweet for your family or friends. So we're gonna make apple crisp. I started by chopping up some apples. We're gonna take coconut oil and grease the bottom of the pan. Ooh, I gotta get my muscles for that one. Okay, let's take some coconut oil, put it in the pan. Before I do anything, I'm gonna take off my rings because we're gonna do everything with our hands for this recipe. Sometimes that's the most fun way to cook, right? Like you really wanna get into it. You wanna put all your love into it and your energy, and you have to be in a good mood when you cook because your food, it won't taste as good. It really won't, I promise. Practice it sometime, try to do it. Okay, this is gonna be our inside. So we have the apples. We're gonna do some tapioca flour. Woo! Let's see if I can do this with my coconut hands. Okay, we're gonna take just a spoonful of tapioca flour. Let's see, about this much. You could also use cornstarch too if you don't have any tapioca flour. They both work great. Next we're gonna use honey. Honey is my jam, but if sugar is what you like, we can also use sugar. My husband and I are beekeepers, and so we're lucky enough to have access to some beautiful, beautiful honey. So there's one scoop. Let's put a second big scoop. This totally depends on how you like it too. Do you like it really sweet? Do you like it a little bit tangier? So you're just gonna make it up to your preference. I'm gonna put 3 scoops of honey. My husband likes it a little bit sweeter, and since this one is for him, we're gonna make it how he likes it. Maybe a little more, 3.5. Okay, that's it. Since I have the spoon and the honey already, I'm gonna put some in our bowl for our toppings too. So we're gonna put a little less in that one, just maybe 1 scoop, just like about like that. It's really not so exact. It's all about your taste and how you like it. Perfect, so we're done with the honey. Now let's finish up the inside and put it in the pan. So what we're gonna do for that is just stir it around. So all it is just honey and tapioca to stir. You know what, let's add a little bit of cinnamon too. So cinnamon is so good for you. Out of all the spices, it is really good for blood sugar, helps prevent heart disease. I love a lot of cinnamon in my dishes. And it just tastes good. It brings out all the sweetness in anything that you're cooking. So let's get this stirred up really nice. It smells so good already. We had so much fun picking these apples too. We picked these apples just from our friend's farm. We went to this apple tasting and they had like 50 different varieties of apples. So it was so fun to get to taste the different ones and textures, and it's amazing how many different varieties there are of the foods that we eat all the time. Okay, that's all good and stirred up, so let's put it in our pan. My hands are so slippery from the coconut. Let's not drop it. Beautiful. Just flatten it out nice. And now we're gonna make our topping. So we have the honey in the bowl already. We're gonna pop some more cinnamon in there too. Good. That's up to your taste too. Now I'll add in a little bit of salt. Sometimes you think, okay, well, why salt? Because this is a sweet dish. Seems like kind of maybe counterintuitive. Well, we want salt even though it's a sweet dish because it really brings out the flavors and the sweetness. We put salt in pretty much everything. Not too much, but just enough to give it flavor. Here we're gonna add a little bit of tapioca flour too. This just helps hold the oat topping together. There we go, maybe a little bit more. So the coconut oil is going to work as your butter replacer. So in a lot of traditional crisps, you would use butter in the topping. This time we're doing it all plant-based, so we're going to use coconut oil. More coconut oil. This doesn't need to be exact either, but about a cup is going to be nice to cover that amount of apples. Perfect, so let's put in the cup. There we go. All right, so why is it so important to have organic oats? Let's talk about this while I mash it up. So just mash it up with our hands. So organic oats are so important because oats have such a high level of glyphosate. Glyphosate is a chemical pesticide that comes from Roundup, so it's sprayed on almost all of our conventional crops in the US. Glyphosate is terrible for your health. You can check out why it is in another video that I have posted. But what we want to do is avoid glyphosate as much as we can. It's one of the worst things that we can have for our health. So a lot of times we can avoid it, but we can't avoid all of it. And so I found a supplement. It's the only supplement that has ever been created that actually takes glyphosate out of our bodies. It's called Biome Medic. It helps fix your microbiome and also clears out the glyphosate. We're just going to sprinkle this on top here. BioMedic's amazing. It really has changed my microbiome. It's made me feel so much better. So I will put a link below to where I get it, as well as a coupon code for $50 off. My coupon code is GETBETTER, GETBETTER. And that's what I want for everybody. I want us all to get better. I want us to just feel good so we can live our lives just as full and rich as we possibly can. And that's it. That was literally all the time it took to make this amazing crisp. So let's pop it in the oven. We're gonna cook it at 350 for about 30 minutes. All right, let's pull it out of the oven. Ooh, it smells so good. Ooh, it almost smells caramelized. Beautiful. Enjoy your apple crisp. And action. Where's the hot pants?